All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and get started. As you pop on, if you would hit that share button if you like these videos and you find them beneficial and think someone else would as well. I would really love you helping me get these videos out. And we're going to get started. So to start with, we're going to cook up our chicken. So this is a take on fried rice, chicken fried rice, but instead of rice, I'm using cauliflower. It's so versatile. Never realized how versatile cauliflower is. Okay, so this recipe, I know most of my recipes are for one serving. However, my lovely daughter asked that I make some for her as well, so I'm doubling the recipe and it's going to be a recipe for two. All right, so I'm going to start with a teaspoon of olive oil and 2 teaspoons of ginger. I'm going to let that saute just a little bit, and I'm going to add 10 ounces of raw chicken. Okay. Let me see here. Let me bring you over to the counter so you can see a little tip I want to share. Oops, sorry, I just covered up the screen there. Okay, so I've already done most of the chicken, but chopping up chicken, like when you're dicing it, I hate using a knife. It's just, I don't like it. So use some kitchen shears. Okay, so I've already done most of this. So what you can do is just cut your chicken into strips and then just use your scissors to finish dicing them. Makes quick work, because unless your chicken is slightly frozen, it's a little hard to cut with a knife, I think. Okay, so let's come back up here. It's beautiful there, Jeannie. It's nice. Pampered Chef shears are awesome for that. Yes, they are. These are not Pampered Chef shears, but yes, they are. Okay, I'm going to turn my stove top on here. And so ginger, if you want to use ginger, you know, this is what fresh ginger looks like. And what I did was I peeled with my peeler. I peeled the skin off, and then I sliced it. I sliced it really thin, and then I kind of like julienned it with my knife. You can use a mandolin, or not a mandolin, one of those fancy graters. I tried grating it. I tried grating it with my cheese grater, and didn't work out too well, so I just chopped it today. All right, so I've put 2 teaspoons of ginger. There's my chopped ginger. I put it in here, and I'm going to add my teaspoon of olive oil. Now, you know, I like to put my olive oil into this little container. I'm going to put it in there with my ginger. That way I don't feel like I have to use it all at once. Okay, so I'm going to put a teaspoon in here. And also, since it's in with that ginger, it's going to help to, so I got my oil in there. It's going to help to flavor the oil as well. All right, and then, you know, I use one of these little silicone brushes to distribute that oil. We're going to get our chicken cooking. Gonna let that get a little warm. It's not quite hot enough. I want it to be able to sear that chicken pretty good so it gets some color. Linda, you are being watched. You're watching me, Linda? Nice to have you. Happy you're here. Well, hi, Vicki. Hey, Amy. Thanks for stopping in. Hey, Sharon. Okay, so I'm just getting ready to cook up my chicken. Just waiting for the pan to finish warming up. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. So this is 10 ounces of raw chicken. And once it's cooked, it's going to measure about 9 8 to 9 ounces. For this recipe, I'm wanting 9 ounces of cooked chicken. All right. So I find that I lose about an ounce of weight after I cook up some chicken. The fancy grater is micro. Thank you, Patty. Yes, I couldn't think of what it was, and I have one, but I think when I was decluttering, I put it in a bin. I've got a bin of kitchen gadgets in the garage because I just didn't have room and I wasn't using it very often. So, Kathy says, like the idea of cutting with it. Oh, good. Good idea for you. Okay, so I'm going to let this chicken brown up, and while it's doing that, I'm going to finish getting our veggies ready. So in case you don't know about how to make cauliflower rice, I'm going to show that for you real quick. Okay, so here's your cauliflower, and you're just going to take, okay, excuse, this is my lovely little tiny Ninja. Yeah, it cracked, so I'm using tape to hold it. It still works. But you're going to use a little processor. So see, I've got my blades in there, and I'm just going to, can you see here? I lost you for a second. Sorry, my connection went bad for a second. Okay. All right. So I'm going to take my cauliflower. I'm going to just kind of cut it, and I'm going to put it inside my processor, and we're just going to pulse this. This is raw, obviously, since you're hearing it crunch. Okay, and I'm going to put my lid on. All right, it's going to get loud a minute. Okay, so and that's how difficult it is. Okay, very, very easy. I like to make my cauliflower rice from a raw state because for me, okay, some people do it after the cauliflower has been steamed, but for me it feels like it's less, what's the word? Can't think of the word I'm thinking of. I don't like to cook it from, I don't like to pulse it from being cooked, because then it, fine line between rice and puree. There we go. Okay, so the recipe calls for 2.5 cups of your cauliflower rice. So that's 2.5. We'll just set this aside. And now I know, Linda, you don't like celery. This is an optional ingredient. I like to add the celery because traditionally when I make fried rice, I like to use water chestnuts, but I'm not using water chestnuts today. I like the crunch that they give, so I'm using the celery to take the place of the water chestnut crunch, okay? But if you don't like celery, you don't have to use it. This is optional. So I'm going to use 2 stalks of celery. I'm just going to dice this. Can you see okay? Let's see here. Linda says, if they don't have a processor, a blender will work. Yeah. You may need to add water to blender and then drain and squeeze out water after. Oh, if you do it from a cooked state. Let me stir up my chicken here. I'm going to add a little bit of the ginger into the chicken. All of it. Actually, I meant to put all that ginger in there. Okay, finish letting that cook. No, raw. I always have added water. I thought you had to. Oh, no, Linda. I've never made my challah rice from a wet state. I mean, I rinse my cauliflower beforehand and I let it, you know, and I dry it off, and then I put it in because I don't want, yeah. And depending on how small or big you want your celery, you know, that's up to you. I want them into small pieces. Good to know, because it's a pain. I know, Linda, it is a pain to drain, to squeeze out cauliflower rice. It is. Okay, so there's my celery, and I want this, I don't want the celery, I want to cook the celery a little bit, so I'm going to go ahead and add this to the pan here. Okay, get that cooking with the chicken, get it a little bit softer. I don't want it to be very crisp, just, you know, tender crisp. And then I'm going to cut up my green onions. Okay, I've already rinsed and trimmed the edges off. I didn't trim them even because some were longer, but I'm going to cut up enough to have half a cup. All right. Now, I made this recipe. I made this on what was it? Thursday? I made this Thursday night. And my husband does not like cauliflower, and I made him try this, and he was very shocked. He was very shocked and surprised that it actually tasted decent. So if you don't like cauliflower, you know, when you change its purpose, it doesn't taste too bad. So I need half a cup. And stir this. Oh, I love the smell. I love the smell of cooked celery. Who else loves the smell of cooked celery? Give me a heart or a thumbs up if you like the smell of cooked celery. I love the smell of cooked celery. It smells so good. All right, Patty does. Okay, so I've got my half a cup of green onions. Get this out of the way. All right, let's bring you back up here. Blah, blah. Linda says blah. She doesn't like celery. That's all right. Just had to tell you, Jimmy, you don't like celery? That's okay. Don't use it then. Yep, any cooked veggies, carrots, and onions. You like the smell? Is that what you're saying, Jennifer? You like the smell of cooked veggies? I know, they're so good. Okay, so let's see what we got going on here. Okay, so our chicken and our celery are coming along rather nicely. And then what I'm going to do, let me check the doneness of the celery. Okay, it's good to go. So I'm going to add to this now, I'm going to add my 2.5 cups of challah rice. I'm going to put that in right on top. Look, it looks like rice, right? Okay, mix this in. Okay, now we're going to season it. I'm using, can you see this? I'm going to represent. I'm representing right now. I'm going to do a little representing. I'm Hawaiian, and this is what we love. This is Aloha brand soy sauce. I was so pleased to find this at Jungle Gyms after I moved out here because I'm from Silverdale, Washington, and you can get this a lot very readily out there because the Hawaiian population is pretty decent. So when I moved here to Ohio and I couldn't find any Aloha Soyu, Mom had to send me some in the mail, but Jungle Jim's has this and I love this. This is a lower salt, low sodium. They also have regular, so I like this over Kikkoman, but you know, whatever soy sauce is your favorite, use that. And for this recipe, it's, remember I'm doubling the recipe, so I'm going to use 3 tablespoons. Sounds like a lot, but this is a lot of rice, okay? So we got 3 tablespoons, and I'm going to just add this. I'm going to add this in here. Yes, you can use amino acids if you'd rather, Patty. I prefer actual soy sauce. All right. This is going to add that color that fried rice is known for. It's also going to add just a little bit of liquid, so it's going to help to steam the cauliflower so it's not crunchy. All right, I'm also going to add 1/2 teaspoon of pepper. So 1/2 teaspoon of pepper. I'm not going to add any more salt because the soy sauce has a little bit of salt in it, but you know, to each his own. Okay, give that a good mix. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover this. I'm going to remove it from the heat so we can get on to the next part. What else is always, what's a big ingredient for fried rice? Anybody? What does almost every fried rice dish have in it? Tell me. When Jennifer, you said when I was a little kid, when you were, oh wait, I grew up with that. We lived on Fort Lewis near Tacoma. Jennifer, you lived in Washington. Do you still live in Washington? I'm going to Washington this summer. If you're still there, we should totally get together and meet for realies. Eggs, Kathy wins. Yes, and bacon. I'm not using bacon, but yes, eggs. So what I'm going to do is I'm using egg beaters. I'm going to use a cup of this, okay? Oh, you live in New Hampshire now. Boo. Okay, 1 cup of egg beaters. Okay. And I'm still going to use a little bit of my oil. I can actually use another 1/2 teaspoon. I don't know that I'm going to use a whole 1/2 teaspoon, but I do need to put something down on my pan here. I love these. This is a Pampered Chef spatula. I love these for when I cook my eggs. I'm always using this. Okay, so this is getting warm. All right, so I'm going to add this now. You could use Pam spray. I'm using oil. All right, because egg beaters is lean. It's a very lean protein, so I'm using a little extra oil for my healthy fat. Okay, and I'm going to pour this in here. Now the secret for making your eggs nice and pretty is you kind of make them like, this is what my mama told me, you make it like an omelet, but you're not going to fold it obviously, but so when you're cooking your eggs, just kind of push back from the side. Oh, I didn't put enough oil down there. It's sticking too much. I'm not going to be able to do what I wanted. I'm not going to be able to do what I wanted, peoples. Generally what I do, and I think usually I use real eggs when I make this, and real eggs have a little bit more fat content in them, so they don't stick as they don't stick quite like egg beaters do. So I'm having a little bit of trouble, but I make it like an omelet. I push the sides into the center so they get nice and thick, and then I take it out and I dice it so that the egg pieces look nice and pretty. But that's not going to quite happen today. Okay, so we're going to finish cooking this up, and then we're going to dice it. We're going to add it to the cauliflower and also with the green onions, and it'll be done. All right, so let me see here. Let me see if I can turn this over so we can get this top side a little bit of color. Oh my goodness. When I made this earlier this week, I didn't use egg beaters. I used an egg because that's what I use. All right, so we'll let that finish cooking here. I'm just going to turn the heat off and let the heat of the pan finish cooking that through. Let's see here. Try using just egg whites. Seems like so many different types. Oh, how do you know which egg beaters to buy? Rachel says, yeah, there are so many different types, and I don't know if there's a better one. I don't know. I got these ones. This is Kroger brand Break Free real egg product. It's like egg beaters, so that's what I'm using. Okay, so hey Sue, welcome to my kitchen. I'm almost done. Let's check this. Okay. Let me make room on my cutting board here. Let's come back over to the counter now so we can cut up these eggs together. Okay. The reason I thought I would use my egg beaters versus real eggs is because you get a little bit more, you get more than if I used real eggs. I wouldn't have quite as much, I wouldn't have this much egg if I used just regular eggs. Okay. If you're going to use regular eggs, you get to use 3. Okay? 3 regular eggs. So I'm just going to chop these into little cubes. Slice it one way, and then turn your mat and slice it the other way. And you get nice, cute little, see? Cute little squares. All right, let's get our cauliflower. Let's get our rice back here. Are you getting dizzy yet? Let's see here. Egg beaters are just egg whites. Yeah, I think so. So I'm not sure why they look yellow, but anyway. Okay, let's take a look at what we got going. All right, let's add our eggs. And our green onions. And mix that together. Now, tell me that doesn't look like a very yummy fried rice. Oh my goodness, look at that. It is beautiful. All right, let's serve this up. Let's put some in my bowl. So this is a serving for 2, so you would just split this out between 2 of you. Okay, you would just split this out and share. Look. That looks amazing. I'm gonna taste it here. Let's see. Let's see how I did. I can't even tell. That's cauliflower. Seriously, it's got the consistency, the texture of rice. It's nice and soft. With all the other seasonings and ingredients in here, you gotta try it. Don't knock it till you try it. When you do, let me know. Post a picture to this, to my wall. Send me a message, something I want to know. Take a picture. Yeah, this is really good. So,
oh my gosh, I just want to touch her.
Take it slow, Jennifer. Take it slow. Hey, Kim, thanks for stopping in. All right, so start to finish, 30 minutes. And I was talking some of the time. I did do a little bit of prep, but really the only prep I did was I chopped up my chicken ahead of time and my ginger. I chopped my chicken and my ginger ahead of time. Everything else we did together, 30 minutes. So, try it. Hey, Nancy, I just finished. I made a chicken fried cauliflower rice. It's got chicken, cauliflower, eggs, ginger soy sauce, pepper, and green onions. It's so delicious. Yes, Kathy, try this. Yes, Jennifer, if you can add carrots. You know, a lot of fried rice recipes have carrots and peas in it. I'm avoiding those right now on my health plan because they're very high on the glycemic index and they're not really conducive to weight loss. So I'm not using those right now. Rachel says, we had an egg roll in a bowl and it was delicious. Ooh, I might have to look at that. Sounds pretty good. I love rice, so definitely need to have this. Yes, Jeannie, try this. Cabbage. A lot of different variations. You can make a lot of different variations, but this fits my plan. So my clients and others that are on plan with me, this is a complete lean and green. It's 1 leanest, 3 greens. It's got 3 condiments. Because of the celery, that's about 2/3 of a snack option and 1.5 healthy fats, okay? Because the chicken is lean and the egg beaters was the leanest, so you get a little bit more of your healthy fat. All right, guys, thank you so much for popping in. Again, if you found this video beneficial and fun, you liked it, please share it. Show me some support and get this out there, get my videos out there, my face out there. I would really appreciate it, guys. And until next weekend, I guess I got to figure out what I'm going to cook next. I'm open to taking suggestions and ideas for future weekends. Let me know. Talk to you guys later. Have a great week. Bye.